Boro are seeking their first league win away from home since Boxing Day.
With the free kick for Port Vale, they've got about 6 or so players in or around that penalty area. It's to the far post. Oh, goodness me! A real mistake in the heart of the Middlesbrough defence. The header coming, I think, of Alan Kernigan and all the way through for Brian Mills on the far side, and he couldn't quite direct the shot on target despite really a fairly open goal. He was stretching, mind. Simon Mills. Oh, trying to be too cute, I think. And Middlesbrough with a chance to break. Oh, nice ball through for Hendrie. He's clear. Can he keep his head? Yes, he can. The opening goal for Middlesbrough. Sweetly done by John Hendrie. And really, that's all down to a mistake in the midfield by Simon Mills, trying to take on too many when really he didn't have any support. And a good through ball from Paul Wilkinson for John Hendrie, and a comfortable job for a striker, really, with just the keeper to beat. No pressure at all. But he's got his back to goal, and the ball runs away from him. Through for Hendrie. Phillips on the overlap. Good ball from him back to Hendrie. Phillips continues on his charge. Has a go. Oh, what a wonderful save from Mark Grew. And a lovely throwing movement from Middlesbrough, taking them from one end of the field to the other. Dean Glover's ball forward once again for the Vale. Headed by Mohan. It might drop for Jeffers, it does. Turns, and a go. And a smashing save there from Stephen Pears. And gathers it at the second time of asking. Just coming up to the quarter of an hour mark of the second half. Still Port Vale 0, Middlesbrough 1. As Hendrie turns, makes his way towards goal. Slides it through. A chance now for Middlesbrough. Number 2 from Robbie Mustoe, the 23-year-old. A lovely finish from him, but it was set up marvellously well, and really Vale half asleep after so much good early work in the first 15 minutes of this second half. It all comes to naught, and they find themselves in deeper trouble than ever. And they're looking comfortably in control this afternoon as we enter the last 15 minutes of this encounter. It had been billed as an interesting clash that may well have produced some good football. As it turns out, it's been very bitty. Oh, goodness me, an own goal, would you believe it? And that puts the Vale back in the hunt. Just as I'm saying that the game is dead, then maybe now there will be the last 15 minutes of real Vale effort now. Their tails may well be up. And really, the Vale need the points this afternoon if they're to try and get themselves out of the basement of the second division. Good ball for Wilkinson to chase, and Neil Aspin brings him down fairly cynically. They'd beaten the offside trap for, I think, the first time this afternoon, probably. And Neil Aspin really with no recourse there. One-on-one twice this afternoon. Middlesbrough have converted a one-on-one situation with Mark Grew into goals. They may well have done so again there when the ball was played forward for Paul Wilkinson to chase, and the referee has no option but to send Neil Aspin from the field of play. The red card is shown, and with just over 5 minutes to go, Port Vale find themselves down to 10 men. Well won by Glover for Swan. Nicely brought down, running at the defenders, plays it wide to John Jeffers. Whipped into the middle. On the far side is Foyle, gets it into the danger area. Will it drop? Yes, it will. Oh, off the line. Still they'll have a chance, and really a desperate stop on the line by Andy Peake for Middlesbrough is all that keeps them away from a draw here at Vale Park, and Vale so close.
Port Vale was struggling for confidence, and it showed in the game. We took our goals well, and although Nicky Mohans' own goal put us under a little bit of pressure in the last 10 minutes, it would have been a total injustice if we hadn't got the 3 points, and the away form's picked up from there.